Welcome to Psychology 650, Psychopathology. The purpose of this video is to introduce students to the course content and to give an overview of the course. We'll be looking at the design of the course, the objectives, and more importantly, how to make this class a successful experience. The course is designed to provide you with all the information and opportunities you need to collaboratively work with myself and with other students to make this class a success. All the courses in the psychology regimen for the master's degree program will prove to be the foundation of your professional career. The objectives of the course are laid out so that we introduce and process one objective per week. So we have 6 objectives to look at. During the first week, we're going to look at the history and diagnosis of psychopathology and spend some time looking at the difference between the diathesis stress model and the biopsychosocial model. As a footnote, I'll be providing videos to explain the difference between these two models in the next couple of weeks. In week 2, we'll be looking at the symptoms, causes, and research-based interventions for mood disorders. We'll be trying to take a very close look at how to differentiate between a bipolar disorder and a typical mood disorder, focusing on what would be classified as normal reactions and psychopathology. In the third week, we move from mood disorders into anxiety disorders. Again, we're looking at the research-based interventions for those anxiety disorders, in addition to ADHD, conduct disorder, and autism. The next week, we look at research-based interventions for eating disorders, sexual dysfunction, and the paraphilias. Notice that we're saying we're looking at research-based interventions. It's important that we do understand what actually works in behavioral health. This is primarily important because the federal government, state governments, and funding agencies are looking for ways to maximize benefit from behavioral health therapies. In the 5th week, we'll look at the research-based interventions for personality disorders and substance abuse disorders. A lot of times these two disorders have very similar symptoms, so it's very important that we are able to differentiate the two and to also tell when they're happening simultaneously. During the last week, again, we'll look at research-based interventions, but this time for schizophrenia and dissociative identity disorders. There's been a lot of press in the last couple of years, specifically around violent use of weapons by people who appear to be suffering from major mental health disorders. Probably when you look through all the research after years of review, you're going to find that these people that perpetrated these shooting incidents were probably experiencing some level of paranoid schizophrenia. So we're going to take a good hard look at schizophrenia. So how does all this come together so that we can ensure that we have a successful class experience? So I've put together a couple of ideas, a couple of points that I find critical for being successful in this class. And the first one is you need to read everything. The text is very important, and I've provided a lot of guidance and extra material in the main forum. In addition to that, you're going to find other materials in the course materials forum that are inclusive to this understanding of the material. On top of that, there are several videos. I've provided a video for every paper that needs to be done, and I've also provided videos on how to differentiate materials such as the diathesis stress model and the biopsychosocial model. Finally, you need to ask questions. I've got a thread for every week titled Questions and Concerns. Post any questions and concerns that you have about the material so that you can ensure that you understand it. Don't be afraid to ask questions, because generally, if you have a question, other students have the same question as well, so that can be very, very helpful. And then finally, I have an American Psychological Association support thread. We use APA format in this class, and it's important that we use the format correctly. So then in review for this particular video, we took a look at the course design, discussed a few of the course objectives, highlighted how to make this a successful class, and The next video will cover frequently asked questions. Thank you.